Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Steel Donut. My name is Matt, and with me today I have Bob.
This is my final intro line.
Connor.
Hello there.
Yella.
Good day.
And Blake.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back for the final episode of A Reason for Insanity. A true reason for insanity. And since this is the final episode, we're not going to have a recap. You should know what you're getting into by now. And I'm going to pass this over to Bob now. Hit me with all the stuff.
Chapter 27, Possession.
Oh, okay.
Going back into Shadow's room, he looked at her again. She was, of course, right where he had left her.
She's not going anywhere.
Shattuck muttered.
See, a real double down right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unless you move her,
the voices said.
Fair.
And then, this is allowed by the voice?
Yeah, it's suddenly changing how that's done, I guess.
boom. I'm your subconscious, Shattuck. Hi, how are you doing? Are you sure you don't want to do something about her?
She is my mother. Why would I do anything to her? Did you have any suggestions? I'm willing
Why
to.
would I do anything to her? Also, what would you suggest I do to her?
Well, you got to keep an open mind. You have to be willing to change.
Yeah,
I hadn't
why would I
considered
hurt
it,
my-
but maybe.
Why would I hurt
maybe.
my mother? Also, how would you hurt my mother?
for what reason? Like, if you can give me a good reason.
You can persuade me if you have a good enough argument.
Notice that they're not even talking about, they're not even talking about that, though. It's just talking about whether or not they should move her somewhere else. Unless you move her. I don't know. Should I move her?
It's
I
like
don't
in that
fucking know. Who
chipmunk thing.
cares?
If you move her, she'll die. But if you leave her right here, she'll live forever.
If you move her, they will come.
You could put her in a
Whoa.
care home. Blaze isn't around to take care of her anymore, and I don't know, Shattuck might not care.
Yeah. Okay, so the subconscious jumps back into his mind.
Into his head, yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. If we change our minds, we'll let you know.
Do you think that was part of the RP that just they didn't have a plan? They were just kind of hoping something would happen and nothing
He
happened.
passed it over to his friend, and then his friend was like, never mind. I don't know where I was going with this.
Yeah.
Shattuck nodded and looked around. He sat down and began to meditate, using his telekinesis to get the centipede out of his body. Like last time, the centipede made it difficult for him. He concentrated even harder, trying to figure out where it was within his body. When he finally found it, it was getting near his chest. Shattuck took a knife and cut into his skin, grabbing the centipede and ripping it out of his body.
Okay.
It was covered in blood, and he threw it on the floor as his wounds healed. Suddenly, a bright light shone from the centipede as it began to transform.
This is the first time we get, like, a reverse transformation scene. Like, we go back to original shape.
For insanity? How did you know I missed these transformations so much?
One
go.
last one for the road.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
Pain filled the centipede's small form as the glow intensified.
God.
Shuddering all over, the centipede felt almost all of its legs retreat into its body. It flinched as Shattuck looked on curiously. No, don't look at me. The legs at the bottom of its body grew, feet developing on the ends of both. Hands formed at the ends of the upper ones as they also grew. The main body shrank. Shrank? It's a centipede. Leaving less space between the legs and arms. Near the top, a bump formed over its chest. The antennae on top of its head shrank down and turned into small hedgehog ears.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
I
no.
see. Antennae are just ears.
Oh, no.
A neck
I don't
forced
like-
itself from the body.
What?
Get
Get out of here,
farther
neck.
away from the rest of it.
Get out! Neck, be gone! You are forced from this body.
The centipede's head changed, face forming. Silver's slender nose was the last thing to form. Long head quills developed on her forehead, curving back over her head. At the back of her head, two more longer quills formed. Silver's body finished taking shape, fur covering her. Silver was on her hands and knees, shaking. When she managed to sit, she looked over at Shattuck.
Still the best
I
written
just-
part of the story.
Damn.
Any transformation sequence.
I really don't like the idea of antennae turning into ears. Like, that's
If
really
she was just
bothering
gonna
me,
turn
actually.
back- Why did they make such a big deal about her not being able to turn back?
I mean, we'll find out.
So that Silver could just sit in a jar while
this story didn't have a good start. I'll be honest, but it's definitely got a really bad ending.
It was like Chuckinator or Fangs of Lightning. One of them was Shattuck, and then the other one was like, hey, wait, there's like no one else alive. Can we please have Silver come back into being so that we can keep the role play going?
Yeah.
Because Shadow's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Everybody else is dead.
This is why this should have ended like 3 chapters ago.
Now, you see, what I would have liked is if the Chuckinator wrote it with that one guy we covered. Imagine if you wrote it with fucking Sparky.
Oh my god.
Fangs of Sparky.
It's been a while since I've thought about Sparky.
Fangs of Sparky?
Yeah, like, I'm just imagining all the different places we would go.
Shattuck stared at her in shock.
What? Wait, but is that Silver? Yeah,
I guess
that's Shattuck.
That's Shattuck. Yeah, that's Shattuck.
Yes. She is my mother. What? How?
Silver stared at him with wide eyes. She was certain he was going to kill her.
Probably.
Silver, how? How did you change back?
Shattuck asked, still shocked.
It's a miracle.
I don't know. I didn't think I'd ever be able to. Shattuck thought about it. Suddenly, Silver shuddered again as she gained features of a centipede.
Just some features. We don't need to know which.
It seemed that she was slowly transforming into one permanently.
Based on what?
See,
we're going
the
back.
Last chapter didn't lie to you.
Did you write that? Why did you write that other transformation if you were just going to go back?
They had to get one more in. They just had to get one more in.
Somebody was super close, and that just pushed them over the edge, I'll tell you what.
Oh, God.
And now we gotta fucking finish up the rest of the story.
Yeah.
I think Shattuck's question is the eternal question of the entire story.
Okay.
What's going on?
All right, now read your line.
No. What's going on?
No, really,
Shattuck
read your
asked.
line this
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
What is going on?
Shattuck asked. I'm becoming a centipede permanently.
Tell
Silver
then
said.
tell. I love it. I love the tells then tells.
Slowly gaining the features of one. It will take all day.
All day.
Yeah.
That's a double tell then tell.
Oh no, we're gonna get another towel here in a second.
Just gaining the features.
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean? I don't.
No, really.
Don't ask me the questions. I'm the one confused.
I'm the one who's reading this. Don't ask
If
me.
you're confused and I'm confused, then we're both fucked.
We're getting another. We're getting another like non-joke, just reason for insanity. Something that will drive you to the edge of your sanity and then push you over.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Oh, I mean, are you just going to get features like a centipede or transform back into one?
Transform back into one.
How do
Silver
you know?
told him. No, see what happens is this is how the two of them are. They don't want to break character. They want to stay in character during the role play and convey information, but at the same time, it's like this doesn't make any fucking sense for Silver to know.
Also, this is this next question is more the question that summarizes the story.
Yeah, actually, Shattuck nodded.
Why?
Most likely it is because they've been a centipede for too long.
I mean, okay.
They're just having this
talk
casual
about this?
conversation.
Last
the
time we
guy
just
who
talked
killed
about
my
this
wife.
shit.
They discussed all this. This was all covered before. And more importantly, why did Silver transform back into Silver only in order to confirm, yes, I will be a centipede forever?
One last hurrah in my original hedgehog body.
I mean, Bob, if you turned into a centipede for the rest of your life, and you had a chance for one day to come back and tell everybody what the fuck happened to you, wouldn't you take it?
I guess that's true, yeah.
Why? She didn't have
Otherwise,
that
Silver
ability before,
vanished
though. That's
without
why
a
I'm
trace like a
confused.
week or two ago.
Like, they made a big deal about how she couldn't transform back, and now suddenly she can.
She
So now
can.
she can't really, because now she's just gonna go back to being
Well,
a centipede.
it took the rest of her power.
No, it didn't. She didn't even know. She was surprised that it happened.
Yeah, it's a gift from God. It's like
This story is dumb.
What are you talking about?
This story is dumb.
This is very intelligently written.
It takes a very high IQ to read Arfie.
This is the second to last chapter. We're just like, what is this dumb conversation? Why is any of this happening?
Yeah, I've gone from being confused to being shocked, and now I'm just this is dumb, apathetic.
Just
I'm just
apathetic
dumb.
as
I don't
hell.
know, man.
I mean,
Dumb.
This is
I
hitting
don't
pretty close to
understand it
home.
anymore, but it's been so long since I understood anything. It's like the effect is worn off. Like I've just
mean, I
accepted
think-
perpetual confusion is the state I will live in.
I
don't
think,
know.
Matt,
Probably
I think
no.
what you said earlier is very apt. Like, this story, like, with how things have been going, it should have ended, like, a few chapters ago. Like,
Yeah, but what you
all
gotta
of this
understand.
that's still happening, it just feels like a very awkward, like, we don't know how to properly end this.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. We haven't read the final chapter, though, so we don't know. Maybe it ends great. We just have to get there and find out.
Maybe.
The immortal hedgehog sighed and then looked at her.
When you were a centipede, why did you enter my father's body? Wink.
It was the only thing I could think of. There isn't much a centipede can do to hurt someone.
Yep,
Why the
well,
fuck
we
did you
could have
get
said that back in
centipede
chapter
serum?
one.
All
Why
right,
did you
now
use
can you offer an
centipedes?
actual
You had
explanation and not
bear.
just the author's explanation?
You had bear.
No. That's
You
the
had bear.
actual explanation, and it's the author's explanation. One of the two of them wanted a centipede serum, and the other one was like, really? What? Okay, I
We
guess
have
I'll go
a
with
bear
it.
and a fighter jet. I'm taking take the bear.
Yeah,
No.
this has never been more relevant, but I wish that I could fly just like a dragonfly. Just a little fucking dragonfly.
I want to get away.
I
want
want a Milky Way.
I want to eat
I
the
want a
sun.
Milky Way.
Oh, check the Index playlist.
Oh, okay, we'll add that, yeah.
Shattuck glared at him.
And by doing so, you killed my father. Even though he was insane, I still loved him. And why did you enter my body as well?
And another thing.
And another.
And another thing.
What do you mean? What?
I don't understand your actions in this roleplay. Can you please explain from your
pointless
character's
conversation.
perspective?
You were trying to kill me. It was the best place to hide from you.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, where else would you like? If you hide inside a person, they can't go for you because they'll hurt themselves. Like he
Yeah,
did
you
with
know
a
it
knife.
works.
He just fucking cut himself open.
Oh. I wasn't trying to kill you, but to capture you.
That's different.
Silver nodded and stood up. She looked at Shattuck, wondering what he would do now. Shattuck sighed.
Wondering what he can do now. So you're
Yeah,
gonna put
that's
me
just
back in
like-
the jar?
Wondering what he would do now is basically just, I don't have any ideas for this RP, do you?
Yeah. Do you suppose you can help me with my mother?
Sure, I can do that. What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
Just casually.
Yeah, I guess. Sure. I mean, not much else we could do right now.
also,
I don't
I'm
know.
still becoming a
You
centipede.
killed my wife moments ago, but
Yeah.
I guess I can help.
Like he's like, you killed my dad. She doesn't even bring up the fact you killed my wife.
No.
God damn it.
I mean, what is there to say about it? Nothing.
I don't know. Help me take care of her, I guess.
Silver smiled.
Why?
Shattuck, why are you becoming insane as well?
Oh my god.
Shattuck.
Well, when he
Hey,
was
you-
dying, Father put his hand on my face, and I felt something happen. He told me he was continuing his legacy.
The psychic's eyes widened in fear.
Wait, this is an actual conversation that's happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once
Well,
again, I
kinda.
look away and I think y'all are making this shit up, and then I
What?
look back
Why
and
would we
no,
make
they're
that up?
actually
That's what
saying this.
happened.
This is actually what happens.
That's
God-
what happened last chapter. He put his hand on his face and was like, I'm continuing
I
my
know.
legacy.
But these conversations are so awkward. I keep thinking y'all are making a joke.
We never are, Matt.
I
We
know.
never, ever
I
are.
still
Matt,
think
we're
anyway.
always
Like,
serious.
I still think for a second anyway that y'all are just
I
making a
think-
funny joke,
Matt,
and you never are.
I think what it is, Matt, is you don't want to, you don't want to
You don't wanna
believe
believe.
that this
I
could
know,
be
I get that.
real.
Matt,
It's
I don't
understandable.
either.
you keep saying
Yeah,
if you think
I'm
that we're joking.
consistently amazed by these
Matt.
conversations.
Share if you don't think.
Yeah.
Just don't think.
You have to let it go, Matt. The story isn't your fault. You have to let us go.
Matt, don't worry about
Okay,
it.
yeah.
The psychic's eyes widened in fear.
Oh.
What happened? What are you experiencing now?
How are you feeling, Shattuck?
Are you feeling insane?
Do you want to talk about it?
Right now,
Silver nodded. Shattuck thought about it.
sadness.
I would be
Sad.
feeling that too if I cared about my wife dying at all.
The psychic sighed and shook his head. Oh wow, this is pretty consistently a him thing now. Okay.
Okay, sure, whatever.
The psychic sighed and shook his head. He had to get Shattuck to a mental hospital before he got worse.
Yeah, that is
Suddenly-
helpful, Sonic.
Shattuck held his head in pain and he stood, laughing madly. Silver looked at him in alarm. He started backing away from Shattuck. Shattuck grinned insanely and looked at Silver,
Insanely?
his eyes red. Then he spoke. But it wasn't Shattuck's voice. It was Sonic's.
What the
shit.
fuck?
Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger.
man.
I mean, the chapter
Dun,
is
dun,
called
dun.
Possession. So, you know, you could see that
yeah.
coming, I guess.
Whoa. I'm
Whoa.
invested now.
Yeah.
I care so much.
Final chapter.
Time for chapter 28, The Sun and the Nick's Last Stand.
Soniku's
refuse to
last
believe
stand.
that
His last stand.
This chapter better be good. Better be fucking good. That's all I'm saying.
I will
Snakes
say,
lay
though-
stunned.
They've just introduced a new plot development / conflict, and this is the last chapter. So this either ends on an anticlimax or
Giant final
It
battle.
better be good, or I will
will
be
say- I
very
don't think-
upset.
All I will say is the story is complete.
Yeah, it
do
is.
not-
No,
You know what?
and I don't
He's
mean
right.
that in a way where it's like, join us for chapter 29. No, the story does end.
Status
at
complete.
this chapter. I've never been more sad to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no way they could do this plot contrivance justice.
It's
Yeah.
all your own opinion how you feel about it, so let's go.
Chapter 28, Sonic's Last Stand.
Here we go.
I see you're not a little centipede anymore. How's your wife doing?
Silver's eyes widened. Sonic, but how?
I transferred a part of myself into his mind.
Oh, okay.
The
sure.
psychic hedgehog growled and lunged at him. Shattuck laughed as he became Sonic in appearance and used his powers against Silver.
Okay, so now he's
So now it's
Sonic.
just
Sonic.
No, it's just Sonic, yeah. The psychic hedgehog dodged it and noticed the serum that Shattuck had, then went for that. Hopefully he could use it.
Hopefully.
Wait, is this the
What was the
What
serum?
is the serum?
Oh,
It's-
the serum's going to be clear in the next paragraph.
Okay, good. Silver
Boy, I
looked
sure hope
over
it's
at
another
Sonic.
pointless transformation sequence. I love these.
Silver looked over at Sonic as he went for it, avoiding Sonic's attack. A dark energy beam collided with her, and she screamed in pain,
Oh, so
grabbing
she
the
didn't
serum
do-
as she did so, and plunged it into her skin.
That makes sense.
In minutes, she had become the Bio-Lizard.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
You guys remember what the Bio-Lizard looks like?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Kinda.
You know,
Huge.
no, I really want that, like, you know, a new Challenger approaches graphic from Smash.
Honestly,
here.
honestly, the Bio-Lizard, I believe the Bio-Lizard is about as big as a black bull.
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
Yeah, like the
I
one
mean-
from the Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Also, I do
Years-
like that it said avoiding Sonic's attack, and then immediately a dark energy beam collided with her.
It roared and attacked. Sonic looked at the Bio-Lizard and growled. He remembered this thing. Avoiding it was difficult with how large it was. The Bio-Lizard slammed its tail into Sonic, who fell back due to the force of the blow.
Oh,
They
is
went
that how that
outside.
works?
They went outside. They started
So they were
inside.
inside again, huh? You had to do
house.
this to me.
An
You had
airplane
to do
hangar.
it to me.
See,
They live in
here's
a
the
fucking
authors
airplane
addressing
hangar.
our concerns.
they-
You
would-
had to do this to me
It
again.
wouldn't be a big fight in the Reason for Insanity if they didn't remember that they were inside and then have them leave
Yeah.
Like I
keep
wouldn't,
doing
after
this
the
to me.
transformation.
like I wouldn't
It's
have
not fair. I
questioned
don't
it.
deserve this.
I wouldn't
can-
have questioned it if it hadn't said that they went outside. I wouldn't have questioned it.
I mean, I would have assumed that the house was destroyed at this point.
No, the house
Right.
is still there somehow. Sorry, I wouldn't want to fuck up my nice china with a bio lizard.
Yeah.
Better fight outside.
This house is made of can't destroy neum.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, with the firmament above our heads, the whole entire Earth is like a house.
Oh yeah.
Can't destroy him.
I don't know. I'm trademarking that.
Yeah. I'm just
what?
trying to continue the
Better-
conspiracy theory that we're flat earthers.
Yeah.
You know what? Better.
Oh.
That's a better building material than what? God, what was that thing again? Like unstable molecules or some shit.
What?
I forget. It's
Unobtainium.
something in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, no, he's talking about the properties of can't destroy lithium or whatever the fuck Hunter said.
Can destroy neum. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
They went outside, careful not to hit Shadow. Sonic growled at it
I
again,
like.
throwing everything he could at the bio lizard.
I like. The
Excuse me,
aspect of-
Shadow. Excuse me, Shadow.
Yeah. Like.
I have to destroy your whatever.
well,
Son,
hey, we
husband.
don't want to hurt Shadow, do we? You know, like,
Yeah.
come on, have
Yeah.
some respect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's already a plant. Basically.
It opened its mouth, letting loose a large blast of energy that hit the hedgehog.
Good.
Sonic screamed in pain as the attack hit him. Sonic hated to admit it, but he doubted he was going to survive at this
You're
rate.
immortal.
Good.
You
I
can't
hope he
die.
dies
Nothing can
again.
kill you.
I
The
mean,
bio lizard
yeah.
growled, and then attacked him once again. Sonic could do nothing to stop it, though he tried. He screamed in pain as the bio lizard wounded him greatly.
Oh,
He
man.
walked up and looked down at him, snorting, wondering what to do.
Kill him.
Sonic was only
Eat him.
possessing Shattuck.
I don't
Sonic
give a shit.
glared
They
up
both
at the
suck.
bio lizard.
No.
Just fucking eat him.
Shattuck
So
and
since
Sonic
he's-
both suck. Kill them.
Since he's transformed into Sonic at this point,
Yeah.
you probably don't even need to do a Shattuck part of the voice.
Yeah, you just need to do Sonic now.
It's just Sonic.
What are you gonna do?
He asked it.
Kill me? If you do that, you'll be killing Shattuck as well.
The bio lizard roared at him again. Sonic smirked.
Yeah.
He should have known it couldn't speak or understand him. It was just a mindless beast.
No, it's not. It's Silver.
The bio lizard placed its...
Mindless beast.
I mean, shrug emoji. Who
Yeah.
fucking knows or cares? For some reason,
they can just
if you
make
change
shit up all
forms,
they
you
want.
stop being immortal, and in other forms, I don't...
So
There's no
should that mean-
consistency. They
is
just
that
make
why-
whatever
wait a minute,
shit up
wait
they
a
feel
fucking
like.
minute. Is that why they were confused about not being a centipede?
What do you mean?
They
really talked to that
confused.
centipede
They
before.
transferred back to Silver. They were confused. Is it because they had just a little centipede, like not even a full brain?
They were talking to the centipede
Well,
before.
I don't think we... well, the centipede never spoke.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
No,
right.
the
The
centipede
centipede said
Centipede
nothing.
said nothing.
And I don't think Silver intended to transform back.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why.
Like, I think
that's
the
why Silver
centipede
was
was-
confused because the centipede
no,
transformed.
Like, the centipede transforming back into Silver was just a random happenstance.
I mean, the rules on this have never been consistent, so we
Yeah,
shouldn't
but, like,
look for consistency.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
well, I mean,
rules.
considering like this is 2 chapters back to back, probably written in the same session, that the implication is that during that entire time being a centipede, Silver's mind was just not there. It's that they woke up from a long sleep.
Yeah, I
maybe.
guess.
Yeah.
I don't
Nice.
know.
The bio-lizard placed its face on him as it thought over what to do. It was true what Sonic said. Okay, so it does
Weird.
have... whatever. It can understand him, then.
Yes.
It was true what Sonic had said. Shattuck would die as well if it killed him. But it didn't care.
Oh,
It's
good.
mind made up. It is
Yeah.
mind made up. The bio-lizard attacked him again. Sonic screamed in pain. He teleported out of the way, but the bio-lizard
my
sensed where he was going and attacked. The possessed hedgehog charged up a beam of dark energy, throwing it at the bio-lizard. You throw a beam?
Yeah, you
just
throw a
toss one.
beam.
Yeah, I think
Kamehameha, bitch.
yeah,
Basically.
they like pull their arm back and then like shoot out a beam.
It
It's just
roared
a
again,
Kamehameha.
throwing an attack of its own in his direction. The hedgehog tried to dodge, but the attack came too quickly. It
went
hit
too
him
far.
head on, burning him alive. The bio-lizard stood back and watched as the hedgehog died.
That's hella metal.
bitch.
Good. So glad.
It roared proudly, then walked up to Sonic to see if he was dead or not.
Okay, did he die or
What?
not? Make up your
Is
fucking
he
mind.
dead? Please.
A groan could be heard as Sonic
Okay,
turned
so
No,
back
he's
into
not even
Shattuck.
dead.
He stood up and looked at the bio-lizard, backing away in fear. It walked towards him, using telepathy. Oh god, now I have to think of a bio-lizard voice?
Yeah?
In the last video, I have to come up with a bio-lizard voice?
I mean, it's a telepathic voice.
Yeah.
So
What
it
does
can be
it
anything.
sound like?
I mean, I'd imagine growly and roary.
Alright, I'll just try, you're hearing this at the same time I'm hearing it.
Uh-huh.
Are you back to normal now?
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't know. I'm still hearing the voices, but at least Sonic isn't trying to take control of me. You know,
I
you gotta
think
take
you
the
mean
good with the
at least
bad, you
Father
know?
isn't
The facts
trying
of
to
life and all
take
that.
Yeah.
The bio-lizard nodded. That's good.
Also, I'm not gonna add the Facts of Life theme song to the N-Jokes playlist. That's a journey you'll have to make on your own. Can you change back into Silva, or are you in that form forever?
Are we having this
I'm really
conversation
confused. I really
again?
want to get some clarification here.
This is the third time we've had this conversation. Can we stop?
Shattuck asked
Did y'all,
the
did
bio-lizard
y'all
looking
freaking
at
forget?
it.
I'll try.
Shattuck watched.
there is no game.
Shattuck watched as it closed its eyes, trying to transform. A glow came over the bio-lizard as Shattuck watched.
I wonder
A
if
few
Shattuck
minutes
is
later,
watching.
a few minutes later, Silver stood in its place, but had more features of the centipede.
Oh
Fuck
my
you.
god, so that's still happening?
Yeah, I mean, okay, it doesn't make sense, but it also lines up. I mean, Silver
Yeah,
turned
I-
into the bio-lizard for, what, like 5 minutes?
I know,
Yeah,
Like,
okay, we're good
they've
then.
always been able to come back from that. Meanwhile, she's turning permanently into the centipede since she was that for months.
Yeah, I guess.
Or she was just that for weeks. It really depends on the
Weeks,
time.
Maybe,
months,
but
maybe
a long
years.
time.
Millennia.
Well, she could have been that for like 3 days. We don't know. We don't know how long a month, a week, or a day is in this fucking place.
I mean, time in the end is completely meaningless.
You're not going to be yourself for long, are you?
Shattuck asked. Silver shook her head. In a few hours, I'll be a centipede permanently.
I thought it was going to take a few days.
Okay,
Shattuck nodded.
whatever. I don't give a fuck.
I don't
Straight
give
up,
a fuck.
okay.
Why am I asking questions? I don't give a fuck either.
Shattuck nodded. The psychic sighed and went back inside the house. She groaned in pain as gained more features of the centipede. This time, antennae and more legs.
More
Oh,
legs.
I wonder if her ears turned back into antennae again.
So,
No,
so,
just
God.
now we've got additional antennae.
so straight up like a fucking Brundlefly transformation.
Yeah.
She's a fucking centipede girl now.
Yeah.
No!
Her body was starting to shrink as well. Shattuck looked at her in concern.
Are you okay?
He asked. Silver shook her head. No, I'm not.
No, I mean, understandable.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Goodbye.
Shattuck nodded, looking at the transforming hedgehog with interest.
Peculiar.
This kind of
At least we know
transformation.
Shattuck's fetish now, don't we?
He had never seen this kind of transformation before, as it gradually happened.
What's that
Aw.
in my pants? Oh, man.
Quite interesting,
My quilly hedgehog
yes.
dick.
I wonder if this is what Father would have enjoyed.
I bet it is. Silver looked over at him again. How far have I changed?
Look in a fucking
Enough
mirror.
to make me hard.
You have antennae, your body is shrinking, your fur is changing into scales, and legs are starting to sprout from your body.
Silver sighed.
Okay.
I'll save my question for the
I
retrospective.
love the clinical
Yeah.
description of that.
Will you take care of me once I've changed?
You killed my father
You'll
twice
be fine.
now.
I can-
Centipedes live perfectly fine lives. Why do you need someone to take care of you? You can't keep. You can keep a centipede as a pet, but why would you?
Well, I mean, if you go outside, you'll get eaten by a bird or something.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
they'll
the
actually
circle
address
of
that.
life.
I
They
can,
actually address that.
I can try, but what would I do with a centipede? Where would I put you?
In a
Shattuck
box.
asked, quite reasonably.
Box.
I don't know. I just don't want to get killed by some random animal.
Told you.
Valid.
Well, there
Which
you
is
go.
also pretty reasonable.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Hey, Matt.
Oh boy.
Are you excited for another transformation?
Oh boy, I'm rubbing my hands.
This is.
Hang
you
on
better
a
get your
second.
dick out right
I mean,
now.
I already came earlier,
One
but I
for
guess
the
I can
road.
jerk off again. All right,
Yeah.
let's hear it.
Yeah. I hope you've had a good enough refractory period. Cause
No, I haven't, but I'm gonna do it
Retractory
anyway.
period.
All righty, hit me with that sexy transformation or whatever.
The immortal hedgehog nodded and sat down on a chair,
Oh, I
continuing
came!
to watch Silver's transformation. Jesus, that was quick.
Sorry.
Silver's mouth changed, sharp pincers appearing as she parted her lips. Shattuck's eyes widened, and he smirked, amused and intrigued. He was entertained by this, as Silver's gradual transformation continued.
Shattuck, put that back in your pants!
Silver lay on the floor as she waited. Having an audience felt strange to her,
This is
but she tried to ignore it.
thing!
Over the span of an hour, she continued to transform. Both eyes closed as she felt her chest flatten. All of the legs Shattuck told her about were slowly coming out of her body. A shudder overtook her form at the feeling. This time, her ears flattened and became part of her head. The five quills atop her head moved and became two, curling to make the antennae again. I guess an extra
She has
pair.
like 5 pairs now.
Looking up at Shattuck, Silver's eyesight changed to a centipede's.
Whatever that means.
Shattuck leaned forward, watching closely as he witnessed Silver's eyes change.
Witness
The hedgehog's head was still almost its normal size,
Almost.
so he could see each individual section of both eyes.
Gross.
A smile came to his face. Placing a hand on top of Silver's head, he pet her.
No.
Silver
You
reacted to
little
his
bitch.
touch, moving away slightly before staying still. Looking down at her, Shattuck watched as her legs became twin stumps sticking off the end of the centipede. The body had grown long earlier when her legs were growing out, and now Shattuck had to admit that a centipede that large would be more than a little creepy. Silver's arms were the last things to change, forming the front set of legs. Shattuck moved his hand away when she began shrinking.
Oh, okay. She's
In
just going back to
seconds.
normal centipede size.
In seconds, the centipede she used to be was in front of him again.
The
Can
centipede she was meant to
can I
seconds.
have the sentence in seconds? The centipede she used to be was in front of him again, like pinned on my wall or like
I
on a
mean, what
shirt
you
or
can
something.
do-
It's such a
what you
poetic
can-
sentence.
Matt, what you can do is you can get it tattooed on your arm.
I just might do that one day.
Now
I
look.
like that
Yeah.
this apparently takes a few hours, and then
An
at the
hour,
end,
an hour.
an hour. Okay, so this takes an hour, and then at the end it says in seconds.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
she turned into a big old centipede, and then
Yeah, I guess.
in a few seconds, boop, she got real small.
Which
Yeah,
is
just-
still weird.
Just scaling down is the easy part.
I guess, yeah.
Well, we're about to get some classic comedy here, though.
This is pretty bad.
Its instinctual fear of life forms bigger than it ignited, and it scuttled away from Shattuck, trying to find somewhere safe. Shattuck sighed in annoyance and got up to go after the centipede.
Better run, it might escape you.
Yeah, it is really fast after all.
Yeah.
Those ultra fast centipedes, as they're known.
Faster than Sonic, at least.
I mean, they
Faster
have
than the
so many-
ultimate fucking life form.
Have you
I
ever
mean,
seen
Matt,
a house
they have
centipede?
so
Those
many
things move
legs.
pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, they also have many legs to run fast.
It felt him coming and entered a hole in the wall, backing away from the creature it perceived as a threat.
Where
Yeah.
are we?
Yeah, they went back inside.
Oh, okay.
Silver, I'm not going to hurt you.
Shattuck shook his head at himself.
Now you're talking to insects.
Oh
And
my
then,
god.
just add a big laugh track there, you know.
Yeah, I will. It's gonna be.
Now you're
It's still
talking
going
to
on, actually.
insects.
It's so like, why is it still going?
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
you
it
should-
stopped.
Please, I can't
Okay.
think.
Oh, and
He got down on his hands and knees,
Wink.
peering into the wall. Shattuck looked for the centipede and eventually saw it.
Oh, there it
Sitting
is.
back from the wall, he started devising a plan to get it out.
What a great way to
How
end
shall
your
I
story.
go about this?
He wondered why the centipede had run away from him.
What a great way to end your fucking story.
Most likely, Silver had lost her mind and was now a centipede mentally as well. Shattuck sighed. If that was the case, maybe he should just let it go where it wanted.
Yeah,
A
maybe.
few minutes later, the centipede walked out. It looked around and saw Shattuck, who held out his hand so that it could climb up.
Do
The centipede
not.
cautiously climbed into his
Do
outstretched hand,
not.
feeling around as it did so.
Do not
Guys.
do this to me.
What do you say after this? We watch the final episode of Evangelion.
Do not.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
just
not
getting
do this to me,
vibes.
story. I see there's only 3 paragraphs left. Don't.
Shattuck smiled, wondering what he should do with it. The centipede moved up to his hand, onto his wrist. The immortal hedgehog chuckled and picked it up. He carried it outside and placed it on the ground.
Yes.
Go on and be careful. This is exactly what they requested you not do.
The centipede looked at him and then at the open freedom beneath it.
Where is it?
Without waiting much longer, the centipede started crawling away.
What?
Shattuck watched it leave, hoping it would be okay out in the wild. Sighing, walked back inside the house and sat on the bed, looking at his mother.
What?
A smile came to his face.
What?
He was free. No more Sonic.
What?
No more insanity.
I thought he still had voices.
He could finally do what he wanted.
What? What?
Spiraling up through the crack in the sky, leaving material world behind. I see your face in constellations. The martyr is ending his life for mine.
You know, they said no more Sonic, no more insanity, but that more than anything else in the story is a reason for insanity.
of an era. Thank you so much for watching this series and all of our stuff, and today I want to give an extra huge thank you to the Chuckinator for being a good sport about our coverage, and also huge thanks to Chicky and Wolfchuck, whose amazing art brought that credit sequence to life. Their links are down below if you want to commission them, along with a link to the Imgur album for all the art in this series. Like we do for all the major series on our channel, we'll be doing a retrospective live stream this coming Sunday to round out our thoughts on the story and also talk a bit about why we chose to cover it. We hope to see you there. Maybe we can answer some of your questions too. Obviously, we also have to shout out our lovely Platinum D-holes, Dr. Faust, Hoshkoff, ODST795, Polyhebrid, and Stannis the Manus. There's a new name in that list and a couple new patrons we've gotten, and coming up we're gonna have some even bigger things that you can find out about right now if you join the Patreon. Anyway, I've yapped on long enough. Stay safe and be good to one another.